Guys, welcome to the final round of this 2023 Australian Sports Sedan Eseries live tonight from Detroit Grand Prix Circuit, Belle. And hopefully you're here to join us for what has been a fantastic season of racing spread out across the year. And 11 drivers turning up tonight, including legend Ram McClurkin, who's with me for the kickoff of this broadcast for what is the final round tonight. And hell, Optus has thrown a spanner in the works for a lot of people tonight, hasn't it, Ram?
It has, unfortunately. Legend, that's a bit of a stretch, but I do appreciate it.
Massive legend, massive legend.
maybe in a small box or something, I don't know. But yeah, Optus has knocked out probably half our field, I think.
Man, it's crazy.
Supposedly people are calling for compensation, but I hope they're not waiting for that. I don't think that's coming somehow. Yeah, look, it's a bit of a bummer, but obviously we moved this a week back, and yeah, we didn't know how it was going to be, so we sort of just had to roll with it. But the good news is we've got Mr. Pete Ellenbogen back. We've got Kurt Bond back with him.
Yeah.
Brendan Jenner back.
Wow,
so
cool.
That's pretty cool. Amongst look, if you look at the list, it's a lot of the old originals, isn't it?
It is. It's good. It's good to see. It's going to be a fun night. I love this circuit. It's mimicking the Gold Coast, isn't it, where the final round of the sports sedans were.
Yeah, I don't know if there's anyone that can challenge Benny tonight, though. No offense to anyone. I don't think H and Brendan have been practicing very much, and none of the ring-in guys are here. So, yeah, and like you said, we did go to the Gold Coast, and it was insane.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I think, what is it, season 15 now, isn't it?
Maybe.
Season 15, but I was going to say that Benny Roberts has probably needed some sandbags in the boot of that car to slow him down since about season 2.
Yeah, he doesn't listen to that. And obviously without having Brock or Miles Bond and a few of the other boys that are very quick here, yeah, it makes it hard. I do race with Brock when I can on a Thursday night on another platform, and it's very hilarious.
Yes, you can mention that platform. What is it?
On a Sedan Corsa now.
Okay, cool.
On the older Sedan Corsa, and he had us in turbo supercarts around Zandvoort the other night, which was hilarious.
That'd be a hell of a lot of fun, yeah.
Yes, with Chris Jackson. So we call it the Calibra Club, because obviously Brock drove Chris Jackson's Calibra in New South Wales on the same weekend as the Nationals were at the Gold Coast, and was pole and winning the race, but unfortunately they did an engine.
Okay, that sucks. I was going to say, man, I'd love to join you guys after this season's over because I'm looking to get back into a bit of racing on
Mate,
Assetto
you should,
Corsa.
because it is very funny, and Brock's rules are hilarious because the rules just make it hilarious and fun, and it's not very serious at all. And the winner is decided at the end by a pretend horse race. So go figure.
That's awesome.
You have to experience it to understand it.
That's awesome. There will be some awkward pauses tonight, man. I've got one of those 8-week coughs. I'm about week 6 at the moment. So excuse my
I was
cough.
actually wondering, I was like, wonder if you're on Optus as well. I didn't even know what was going to happen tonight. So
I'm a Telstra boy, unfortunately. So I've snuck through.
Is better.
Yeah, there's a lot of people I know that can't race tonight, not just in this series, but all around Australia. So it's crazy what's going on. So who knows? Hacked.
It's a bloody
hacked.
travesty, isn't it?
They've been hacked. I want compensation. I'm not even with Optus.
Oh, well, the compensation, I don't think anyone's getting anything of anything. Look, it must suck for the businesses, obviously.
Yeah.
And I think, I don't know if it was like that up there, but in Melbourne, the train system was down as well due to it, and I think some medical places. So that's obviously not ideal, and I think if anyone's getting compensation, it should be medical and things like that before
100%.
someone that just wants to look at Reddit or Pornhub. So, yeah.
That's it. Yeah, I think coffee places were down today. No coffee.
No coffee. Well, in Melbourne, there'd be a riot if that happened.
That's it. Yeah.
But so tonight we've got what have we got? We've got 12 now, so that's good. 12 entrants, and around here it should be pretty good because I think there should be some battle packs, and just like real sports sedans, no, they're not always focusing on the front guys. They're just looking for the battle packs and the cool looking cars. So we should have that. And I suppose anyone that did or didn't watch Gold Coast, you should go back and watch that. KO has got replays of it.
Yeah.
It was pretty amazing seeing a new car come out with a young driver and win. It was pretty amazing, actually. So the Mark car, I don't know if you watched it, Luke, but the young Cameron McLeod in the new Mark Sports Sedan did 3 from 3.
Wow, okay, yeah. No, I missed it. I was all over the country for the last 6 weeks with a band touring, so I've been... weekends have meant nothing to me for 6 weeks, so...
But Jordan did get pole, but didn't quite get the lap record, and Tony obviously wrapped up the title with 12 titles now.
I did see a photo of Tony's car there, and him looking very excited and happy.
Yeah, it was super cool. His wife and all his kids, his 4 kids were there. So Orlando, and I must apologise, I don't know all his kids' names. I just know Orlando because I've met Orlando a few times now. But they were all there. It was great to see. His dad was there, Basil, and the crew guys who I've got to know now. And really, all very nice people and crazy committed, mate. I think Tony wouldn't be upset for me to say that he wasn't the fastest this year, but mate, he was where he needed to be at the right times, and he's a very determined driver, and even when the car was playing up, he kept in the races and got points, and that's what got him over the line in the end. Obviously the other guys had some bad luck, but as Tony said, sports sedans is about being there at the end as well. It's not just about being the fastest.
So 3 races tonight. We're just finishing up practice now, then we go into a qualifying session. Good to see. I just saw Jordan Ockholz has made it in tonight. He was saying earlier that he couldn't connect or something.
So Jordan's quick, so that's good.
Yeah, he has made it in. And of course, just talking about Tony's car, Peter running that replica livery tonight as well, so good to see him back. And is this Pete's first race of the year?
He did one at the start, I thought. He did round 1, and then he's been away, and he had a sore hand or something happened to his hand or something, and now he's come back for the last one because he just loves it. You know what he's like. He's always like, can I come back? I'm like, of course you can.
Getting back for one more, it's great. You know what's funny about Pete? I've been looking at his profile picture here for, I'll see if I can bring it up. I don't know, you can't see it obviously, but his profile picture, I think it's a chair in the background. Now, I've been thinking for the last 4 years that it's a microphone.
A microphone?
Yeah, you have to see it to believe it. Maybe if there's people watching, they'll think the same. But I've only just noticed tonight, isn't that funny, after however many times we've done this, probably 100 times or more, that it's not a microphone, it's a chair in the background. So, hello, Peter. I always thought you had a great voice for radio, and that was your broadcast microphone.
That's very funny.
Anyway, I'm talking shit. You should go and qualify, Ran.
I should. I'm going to be last. I haven't done any laps, but you know what? Someone has to be last, so I'm going to be that person.
Go and crack a lap for us, and we'll have a watch.
All right. Enjoy.
Thanks, Ran. All right, let's get into qualifying. An 8-minute session right now. So probably 4 or 5 laps if they get out there and get busy around this fantastic circuit. There's a couple of specs about the circuit. There it is on your screen right now. So 2.34 mile circuit here. We're in America, so let's go for miles tonight. Temperature out there tonight, 19 degrees, track and ambient temperature. This is our 715th broadcast on the Racestars TV network tonight. Can you believe? I can't believe. And as I was saying in the chat, it's probably my last time ever commentating just on the quiet. So I'll cough my way through tonight. Enjoy. But yeah, it's been a good ride. I'm going 100% production next year. No commentary. Unfortunately, that's where it's at. After 715 of these, I'm sick of my voice, and you guys probably are too, judging by the people watching the stream these days. So anyway, big thanks to the Australian Sports Sedans, of course, for getting behind another series, as they have for 15 series over the last 4 years, and we kicked this all off during COVID, and here we are still going. So let's watch a couple of these cars on the racetrack. We'll go in qualifying mode. You can see Benny Roberts down the bottom left of your screen, already setting some quick times in the Corvette. We'll crank up the sound as well of this Corvette. It is an absolute dolly. Have a listen to that. Sounds like me after a big night and a tin of baked beans. Fantastic sound. What a roar. As he gets a lot of curb there, tips his way into this fast section. We've got a great overhead shot here that just shows the double left-hander. You swing back around here and then tip it in, because it tightens up very, very quickly before you then go right. And if you get that inside curb there, we've seen a lot of people over the years launch the car into the wall, and it is curtains. So it's a tricky lap to get every corner right and put together around this Belle circuit, but when you get it right, it is hella satisfying. As we jump on board the big mighty Corvette, the run to the line, look at the speed, cross the line he goes, and goes to the top of the times with a 1 minute 25.176. We'll keep an eye on Mark Pryor, who's going nice and quickly out there in the BMW M8 as Barlow goes second. Brendan Jenner in the Corvette, the newer of the Corvettes, goes P2. Don goes up within 1.8 seconds, and we just watch Pete Ellenbogen as he comes to the line in the Tony Ricciardello replica liveried car there, the Ferrari donning the beauty of Alfa livery, and that looks great, doesn't it? 2.9 seconds off the pace, but having a heck of a lot of fun out there. Let's see if we can find Ren. We can't. Ren's not out there yet. There's his car, so he's sitting in the pit lane, standing by his. I love Ren's pit crew. Look at them in the left there. They're all wearing their skeleton pit crew outfits. Very artistic man, Ran, and his car's looking very, very cool. Ready to get going shortly, hopefully. Colin Smith's out there in the MR Automotive Aston Martin, just setting his first lap time, is he? Or is this an outlap? No, this might be an outlap. No, this is now the first flying lap for Colin Smith. Let's run on board. So Roberts going quicker again by the looks of things too. You can see those purple sectors down the bottom. Roberts about to tip in another ripper of a lap here. He did a 25.1. This will be a 24 for sure. 24.725, new fastest lap of this qualifying session with 3 minutes to go. Tony Don heading to the line now. Has he improved? He's got all green sectors. Did a 27.5 on that lap. So, 26.5, sorry. He gained a second there. Puts him up to P4. Good effort as Ellenbogen continues to run around there. He's 3.3 off the pace. With that lap goes 2.4 off the pace, so good improvement. Roberts going quicker again as Jordan Knockholes now on his first competitive lap comes onto the pit straight. And what can he do? Can he duck up into the top 3 with this time? It's looking pretty decent. A couple of yellow sectors there. But he goes across the line, goes P7, so 2.8 off the pace. I expect him to be possibly a little bit quicker than that on his next flying lap as Roberts goes 3 purple sectors again and continues to be really quick in his quali session. I don't think there's going to be any stopping him tonight. 3 race format, 3 quick sprint races tonight. And Colin Smith, who we're watching, does not set a lap time there, so continues to go around. Obviously making some off-track, some errors that are costing him dearly, not registering a time. Hello to Brett Knockholes as well. He says, good to hear you after a long time. Now you tell us you're done. Yeah. Whoa, that was into the wall there for Tony Don. That will hurt not completely done. I'm just done talking. Done talking. It's a lot of effort. My day job, I talk for 12 hours a day. So to come home at night and then have to talk again is quite taxing. I reckon if more people would talk back to me, it would be a lot more fun. I remember back in the day we had a lot of interaction with the broadcast chat. Hello to everyone on YouTube tonight. Cricket's over there. But yeah, times have changed. This was, Race Stars was born in the COVID era. And so was this series, and it was mega. I remember our first Oran Park broadcast. It was crazy. 5,500 people tuned in to watch it. Those were the days, they say, as we watch Jordan for the HPF esports card on his second flying lap, I think it is. So he's 2.8 off the pace. A late runner to log in tonight. I think someone who's probably been affected by that Optus outage, and he's coming quite late to the server, but he's given it a good crack here. I still expect him to probably knock at least a second off that time, and we still haven't seen Pryor, Carroll or McClurkin come out of the pit lane. I'm not sure if they're hanging back. Well, they're not going to qualify, are they? Because the time has run down. We've got only 40 seconds left, and I'm pretty sure from memory it's a hard cut as Mark Pryor in the BMW comes around the last couple of corners. He should be able to finish the lap he's on. Has he improved? No. Green sector in the first sector, into the pit lane. Everything else was yellow. And Jordan and Colin are all yellow here. So I wonder if the track temps come up. Still 19. Still clear skies, you can see on the right there. So no change in track temp. But the pace has fallen away. Knockolls goes green in the fourth sector, but he's going to run out of time here. 10 seconds to go. The timer counts down, and will he cross the line? He will. Does that improve his time? It's 2.8 off, goes to 1.7. Just like I said, he knocked another second off that Knockolls. Goes up to P4, second row of the grid, just what the doctor ordered. Let's go down and check out your grid for race number 1 tonight. So good luck to all our competitors here for the Australian Sports Sedan E-Series. And there it is, Benjamin Roberts will kick it off from pole position. Alongside him in this rolling start is Brendan Jenner. Start from P2, then it's Lockie Barlow and Jordan Knockolls, that second row of the grid. Watch out, see if they can get a start, see if they can get amongst Roberts at the front. That third row of the grid, Tony Don and Mark Pryor, followed by Peter Ellenbogen and Colin Smith on row 4 of the grid. Row 5 is Hayden Carroll and Kurt Bond tonight, followed by Adrian Pryor and Ram McClurkin right at the back of your field. 12 competitors here to take on the Australian Sports Sedan final round of the E-Series for 2023, live from Detroit, Belle. Let's head down to the circuit and get set for a start shortly. I'm sure there's a couple of words just being said right now about, hey, let's get through these first couple of corners without anything too stupid, because it can get a little bit rowdy around this place. Definitely keen to get into some racing. So Brett, I think I'm going to get the sim out, dust it off. It's been packed in the corner of my studio for about 2 years now, so yeah, I'm going to revert back over Christmas holidays and try and get it all set back and jump in for some racing. See myself on the telly for once would be good. I used to enjoy it. I think my last time I competed in something that was broadcast was the Porsche Cup back on SimSpeed many years ago. There's a good look at the fountain there. How good does that look? What a picturesque city. I'm not sure about the graphics in the background there. That's very SimCity 1960. But here we go. Let's get rid of the music. Let's get set to go racing. These cars sound incredible. Obviously, we don't have sports sedans in the iRacing platform, but we have a plenty of GTE and GT1 cars that can be supplemented in and can make all the right noises and all the right sounds. And here we go. Listen to Roberts just roaring that big engine, getting a little bit of heat into the tyres. Rolling start. So hold on to your hats here from Belle. We're about to get underway, and this is a circuit that can get a little bit crazy as you cross the line for the first time. So let's hope it's 12 cars in and 12 cars out the other side. As we get the green light, we get underway. Good luck to our competitors. as they roar on down through 1 and 2. Pretty sensible in the background, looking good. And it's a good lead there for Roberts. Goes through ahead at the moment of Knockolds, Barlow, Breyer, Don, Smith, Ellenbogen, Bond, and McClurkin. We did get a starter from Hayden Carroll. I saw him sitting back in the pit lane. He's coming out right at the back of the field here to attempt a run from the rear. So good luck, Hayden. I'm not sure what's happened there with his efforts to get to the grid, as this is underway and already a half a second gap. A couple of drivers have made a jump there. Jordan up 2 spots. Perfect start for him up into P2. Mark Pryor made up 2 as well. Colin Smith made 2. Kurt Bond made a couple, and Ram McClurkin made a couple right at the back. He's right on the tail of Kurt Bond now. And we've seen these guys have a bit of a duel over the years as well. Colin Smith further up the road has Peter Ellenbogen behind him. He's chasing down Tony Don in that Aston Martin, who is also chasing down this man, Mark Pryor, for Grumpy Motorsports. So getting through this first lap, it's only a 5-lap sprint, the first race. Roberts has already pulled the margin now to 8 tenths. And the gap between then Knockolds and Barlow is also about 9 tenths of a second, so starting to spread a little bit across the field there. You can see back to Pryor, P4, Don on his tail. Probably one of the closest battles at the moment. A 1:30 from a rolling start there for Roberts. It's a good getaway. Let's jump on board here with Tony Don, because he's putting the pressure right out to the wall there, on pressure on Mark Pryor. He's to just sit in the slipstream here and try and tuck up behind him, get as close as he can, and probably wait for a run down the back straight. So Brett saying Jordan started off 2 on the grid. He started in P4 according to my timing. He's up 2 positions already. So there he is, up 2. As we put the gain up on the screen, you can see left the screen there how many positions they've made up in the opening 2 laps. 2 for Knockolds, 2 for Pryor, 2 for Smith, 3 for Bond, and 3 for McClurkin back further, who's now trying to tuck in this battle with Peter Ellenbogen on board with Rand now. First gear through there. So using the gears to really help him rotate the car. Just watch how tricky this is. Gets a little bit of curb there, which has tightened him up and will slow him on the exit out of there as Ellenbogen gets away. Love Kurt Bond's Porsche there. Great livery on that car as he sits in P7. Up 3 spots as well. Roberts crosses line, a 1:25.4, and has now got the gap out to 2 seconds already. There's Knockolds, cannot match him in lap speed. And the beautiful Lockie Barlow Racing Porsche currently sitting P3. I think Adrian Pryor's had a crash at the back, unfortunately. We'll have a quick look at the replay, see what happened for Adrian. Did he do it by himself? Looks all by himself here towards the end of that straightaway. Oh, he was looking at the Porsche and he was deep on the brakes. And deep on the brakes, straight into the fence, unfortunately. So that's why Adrian has dropped way back down to the last. So I've been told that Knockolds was next to getting off the line. There you go. What planet am I on? Maybe there was some end-of-line penalties there and the grid was changed at the last second. I don't know. They keep me on my toes, these guys. No idea what they did there. But anyway, hence the elevation. I know Hayden Carroll went to the back of the field, so maybe that was why he just was given an end-of-line penalty to start from the back. Barlow in 3rd, now 4.3. So this is a bit of a walloping already from Roberts. 3.2 seconds out in front. So we start lap 4. We're trying to find a battle here. I think Colin Smith on the back of Tony Don is our closest. Let's run with this. Jump into the onboard looking over his shoulder. And oh, that was close as Smith got really deep on the brakes there. Had to rotate the car into the wall. Ellenbogen in the background. We just saw the red Ferrari center punch the tyres there and come to a complete halt. Gets going again, now falls back to 9th position with that mistake. in this short sprint race. So easy to do around this circuit. Misjudge your braking and nowhere to go. Nowhere to go. Tell you what, Benny's got a bit of damage on this car at the front. He's leading by 4.6 seconds, but he has thrown that into the wall at some point in this race as he comes down to get the white flag, one to go. Check out the right hand side of this car. I think the left looks good. Try and get some cameras on the other side. So the left hand side looks good. Maybe a slight scuff, but watch it when it comes along here. We'll get this right hand shot. Those panels are not lining up. So white flag, one to go. He does a 25.1 through there. He's absolutely flying. Here's Roberts. And you'll see the distance here as he heads down that straightaway. Where's Jordan? There he is. So that's what 4.7 seconds looks like in 4 laps. Pulling out by over a second a lap is the race leader, Benjamin Roberts. And commits. Oh, Hayden's around in the background. He'll try and flick spin this car. Has to disengage the traction control. I think he's got traction control in that one. And Kurt Bond will go through up into 10th place. Change of position there. I think that was Don also in the wall. So there's a couple of them making some little errors this final lap of the first race tonight. And yeah, it's a shame the Optus thing happened today because we probably would have had another 8 or so cars. Some quick drivers would have joined us, and I'm not saying these guys aren't quick, but some other guys that may have been able to take it to Benny, but without favouring just showing the lead driver all night, we'll give him a bit of airplay here on the final lap to take the checker flag. He's going to win this one by 5.5, almost 6 seconds. So it's an absolute flogging for the first race tonight. Benjamin Roberts comes to the line, takes the checker flag, takes the win. Race number 1 ahead of Jordan Knockholes, who would come home P2 in the BMW. There it is, crossing the line ahead of Lockie Barlow, takes P3 in the Porsche. And a good result there for Mark Pryor, 4th ahead of Jenna in the Corvette, who would take 5th. Colin Smith in the MR Automotive Racing Machine will come home for 6th place. Look in the background there, Rounds just made up a spot into 7th ahead of Pete Ellenbogen. Hayden Carroll, there's a bit of lead changing going on here as well between Don and Pryor. To the line, side by side, the wounded Tony Don takes out 10th place and into the fence. Mark Pryor and Kurt Bond will come around and take the checker flag for P last. Righto, so B main, we go to our second race really quickly here tonight. Let's quickly jam on a tune so we can, there we are, bit of music. We'll go straight to the grid. It's a quick grid here, 1 minute gridding for our second race. And this is how they will start. Prove me wrong, I reckon. Roberts will start from the pole, alongside him Jordan Knockholes. Second row of the grid, Lockie Barlow and Mark Pryor. Third row of the grid, Brendan Jenner with Colin Smith. Ram McClurkin will start out of P7 alongside Peter Ellenbogen. I reckon those two are going to have a good duel in this race. Then it's Hayden Carroll, Tony Don out of 9 and 10, Adrian Pryor and Kurt Bond from the back to the front. Let's see if you can do it in this second of our 3 races tonight. The B main, they call it, here from Detroit, Belle. Congratulations, Jordan, too, on becoming a dad. Just got the word there from Brett. That's awesome, man. Well done. Congratulations on the new family. Hopefully you still get enough time for your racing as we get set for a start. So Roberts off the pole. Got a good jump last time. Let's see if Jordan can try and keep him honest here and run with him. Roberts was pulling out to the effect of almost a second a lap in the first race. So hopefully as that green flag drops, you do something about it. All right, we're underway. Good jump there. Roberts did get away in front. Everyone got away well. 2x2. Slow at the back there was Pryor, but out in front, just almost brushing the wall, I think Roberts. Got very close. Oh, we got a crash in the background, facing the wrong way. Barlow's lost the rear wing and has had a huge crash there at the opening part of this race. Let's have a quick look at a replay. I'm sure it's happened to Lockie. This is off the start. And watch him. Turns in. Does he get connected with the BMW on this? Oh, some net code. So some net code there has absolutely ruined Lockie Barlow's race, unfortunately. And we'll blame Optus for that one too, I think, is into the wall. Is that into the wall? No. Could have sworn I saw a car in the fence behind, but great race here between Hayden Carroll, who's flying through the field. On board with him now, about to overtake Colin Smith, and he gets the job done. Nice move up into P4, and look down the inside as well. Colin Smith, that was it? Yes, it was. No, Tony Don with the big send as well. Smith was making up a move there with Ellenbogen, Pryor, Jenner and McClurkin rolling back to your 11th. Lockie Barlow out of the race, unfortunately. So out in front, Roberts leads Knockholds. Here's third place, Pryor. And in pursuit, Hayden Carroll. Good racing going on here between these two. Oh, he pulls out of the slipstream. Carroll should get a run around the outside. We'll ride aboard here and see if he can get it. He does. He gives it up in the braking zone, does Mark Pryor. Slots back into fourth, and Carroll now up 6 positions. We had a spinner in the background. Was it Don? Don has donned the fence there and gone into the wall. No, sorry. Yes, it was Tony Don. Oh, and he's in again. So 2 hits in 2 corners for Tony Don. 8-lap second race here now. Like I said, I've got to keep... Whoa, nearly fell out of my chair. Got to keep a finger close on the mute button tonight with this bloody cough. Anyone else out there suffering the 8-week cough that's been going around? I swear I caught it off an aeroplane. I just had 13 shows around the country with a band, and however many flights that was, it felt like about 20 airplane flights. But you get on those planes, they're hot, everyone's sneezing, coughing, and all of a sudden you get the bug. I got the bug. As we see Roberts go 1:25.0 at the front. Knockout still in pursuit of 1:26.5, so 1.5 seconds the difference in lap time there, as we see the little Porsche here of Kurt Bond muscling it through the corner. Listen to that throttle. Sort of just trying to find some grip there as he toes the throttle and then pedal to the metal down this first straight. Locks the rears slightly going into the corner. So did Ellenbogen under the banners there, and they head on in pursuit of Colin Smith up the road. Don's in the pits, Barlow as well, possibly out of this second race. Hopefully they come back shortly. Brendan Jenner just in behind has done a faster sector there, so he's showing a bit of speed. Lap 3 of this 8-lap race. Little hello to our YouTube Brant over there. Hello, Brant. Says great to hear you on the airwaves again. Yeah, for the last time, mate. I'm dead set I'll be like John Farnham. Last time I said, and then I'll be back next year doing sports sedans again or something again. Who knows? But it has been a blast, and it's good to come back for one more. One more, he says. So we keep an eye on Brendan here. He's been putting in some quick times. Now, he just did a 24.9, did Roberts, but Hayden Carroll has just done a 24.8. 124.8. This guy is on the charge, and he's now onto the back of Jordan Knockholes. So Hayden Carroll up 6 spots in this second race tonight. Big gap back to Pryor in fourth too, so he'll be all eyes forward. Don't worry about what's behind you. Focus on this little battle now for P2. Not going to catch Roberts. Roberts is already 4 seconds up the road from this, but he should be able to catch and overtake Knockholes if he's smart here. But I tell you who's also smart. Oh, as he clips the wall there, this Jordan. And I do notice on some of these street circuits you get a bit of this flash of smoke off the wall. I think quite often it's actually a netcode thing, I've been told, because the supercars do it a lot at Bathurst. But they're not actually hitting the wall. It's a bit of an iRacing glitch. There's another one. So I think Jordan's getting close to that wall. He's not actually hitting it, even though we see the flash of smoke and all the colour there. I think he's actually getting away with that because there's no damage on the car. That's the main thing. But what he's got to be careful of here is a very, very fast Hayden Carroll tuning him up. Go to the fence cams. Some good close shots of how quick they go down this pit straight here at Belle. Super fast, and then into turn one. All commitment up on the curve. Oh, Jordan all out of shape. That was a big moment. That'll help Hayden get a great run. He's taily out of 2 as well. Now Hayden gets a great run onto the straight, but doesn't capitalise. I thought with that movement of the back end there from Jordan that Hayden would have been all over him, but nope. The whole position. Maybe that actually balked Hayden a little bit as well. He thought Jordan might have been taking a one-way ticket to the wall. So 3 laps to go. Ellenbogen and Don, I think, have got together. Let's have a quick look at that. Flip back to a replay here. So this is Tony Don. Is he going to spin and then get collected by Ellenbogen? No, because Ellenbogen's not in the picture. Gets up on there and then into the fence. So Ellenbogen must have been an unrelated incident. Let's have a look at Ellenbogen's spin. I thought they were together for some reason, but here's Pete. Is he going to snatch a break and turn around? I like to guess these things. Into the braking zone he goes, and straight into the fence. Oh, he avoided the wall. Good job, Peter. He avoided contact with the wall there by steering to the left, so well done. Let's check in with the race leader on lap 5, about to be lap 6, 3 to go now. And Roberts with a 5.1 second lead, still rattling off the 25 second laps here. He's Mr. Consistent. 25, and then a high 26, I think it was for P2. Just goes to show what a driver he is, and if you look at the lap time chart, there it is on your screen. 1:30 was the opening lap, then a 25.0, 24.9, 25.3 and a 25.5, so every lap he's been able to pull between nearly 5/10 was the lowest, but right up to that 1.5 second lap there on lap 2. So quickly you can break the back of the battle as we go back to this one. Jenna and Colin Smith still engaged here in a fight. And we will keep our eye on the timing screen too, because Jordan Knockoll still being able to hold out Hayden Carroll for that second position on the podium for race 2. And being a progressive grid too, it's where you start race 3. So it's important to go well in the first and second race to set yourselves up for that finale, that 12-lap feature at the end. So just watch. Isn't it? Let's go back to the battle up at P2. In fact, Jordan on this lap, what does he do? Let's have a look at the lap comparison down the bottom there. He lost a little bit to Carroll on this lap. The previous few laps he's been able to pull away. No, sorry, that's Carroll. Was taking chunks out of him the previous couple of laps. That one, Jordan was able to just get that 10th back on him. So but Hayden's now right back up underneath that rear wing with 2 to go, so he's going to try and pounce probably on this lap. I wouldn't leave it to the last lap. Got to have a go now, surely. Big thanks to Precision as well. All your engine needs, sponsoring the sports sedans, obviously in real life, and coming on board for this too. Kumo tyres. If you're going to get some rubber under it, get some Kumo tyres under your car. And big thanks to the sponsors that support the real life series, of course, but also, I mean, nice enough to come on and support the E-Series. So Roberts coming around onto the pit straight now will take the white flag, 1 to go, with a handy 7-second lead, Benjamin Roberts. It's borderline ridiculous how talented this guy is when he jumps in a sports sedan sim racing car on a Wednesday night. Tends to head off up the road, and we don't see him again as we head back to P2, P3. They get the white flag now as well. The gap between them roughly about 0.3 of a second. So last chance for Hayden here to try something in Machine Cult Motorsport, Machine Cult Esports car. He's too far back, isn't he? He just hasn't got the speed to get right up underneath that rear wing. Can he force an error here from from Jordan? I don't think so, although they both scraped the barrier once again. Gives me all nerves every time I see that. I think Jordan will hold on here. He's driving like clockwork. Like I said earlier, he's late to the session with some internet dramas, but he's come out firing in race 2. It's all Roberts though, up in front. Let's give him some airtime. 7.5 seconds in an 8-lap race. Is the gap between this man and the rest of the field, and another epic drive. He did it similar in race 1. He's done it again in race 2, and the checker flag falls for Benjamin Roberts. And that's an easy win. Easy as they come, he says. And Jordan Knockholes should be able to hold on for P2 here. Crosses the line. And there you go. Takes second ahead of Hayden Carroll, who roared from the back of the grid to get 4th place. Jenna will cross the line next in 4th. Hayden Carroll, came up from the back of the grid to get 3rd, up 6 spots. Jenna 4th. Then it's Kurt Bond. Look at the weight we've got for Bondy. He crosses the line. Not yet. There he is now. So Bond goes through. Mark Pryor goes through. And Adrian Pryor gets 7th. We wait for Ram McClurkin to come through. Here he is. A bit of damage on the front of that evil car. But he's also now coming around to take the flag and finish race 2. Then we have a quick warm-up session, I think it is, before then heading out for our final race of the season. So pretty mega. It's been a heck of a lot of fun, and 1 to go. Stick around for that. We'll be back with you shortly. So we get the results up on the screen as they come to us now for our second race of the night. And it was a convincing win again for Benjamin Roberts. Whoop. Try and get those results up eventually.
Yeah, Betty flogged us.
Betty flogged everyone.
He did, didn't he? The bloody little flogger. Bloody Mark Pryor taking a couple of us out. I don't think he took me out. I don't know, but I think he did. But he said he didn't. He definitely hit Lockie.
Right. So finally got the results. It was like playing funny buggers there. Anyway, results up on the screen. Yeah, 7.6 seconds ran in an 8-lap race. I think he did the first one in a 5-lap race. He was 5.5 in front. So it's a walloping.
Yeah, I think he's going to go down as the Tony Ricciardello of the iRacing Sports Sedan Series, isn't he? I think.
Yeah.
Good on him. Good on Benny. You know, he practices, he does his stuff, he races in other series. So, yeah, we're a bunch of amateurs, I think, compared to him, aren't we? Unfortunately.
Mate, what's going on with? Is it off season now for Sports Sedan? So, what's the plan over Christmas?
The plan over Christmas, I suppose, is for everyone probably go back to their real jobs to make lots of money to pay for their race cars for next season. No, but so we're waiting to hear the calendar for next year. That'll be up as soon as they get it. It's a fair bit of work because obviously they've got to work with Motorsport Australia with the different national series that they run. I think that's sort of, and with Stan and with supercars. So there's a bit of logistics and obviously maybe a little bit of consultation with New South Wales and Victoria as well.
Yeah.
To try and get I think they've got to be. I think you've got to do either 3 or 4 different states to be classified as a national championship. I can't remember exactly. It's 3 or 4. Someone might correct me and put what it is. But we can't just all race in Victoria and New South Wales. We've got to race. I'm pretty sure it's 4.
Yep.
So yeah, I know some people think we're going back to Bathurst and Gold Coast, but that's not a given. And I don't have any say in this, by the way. But I don't know if that would be the best idea. I think those events were really cool, but I think seeing how people struggled to get to those events because they were more expensive, and there's a lot more money involved in running at a supercar event. So yeah. I think it'd be good to mix it up. I know they're looking at some other cool supercar rounds and whatnot. So I'm sure that they'll get a good calendar. Hopefully, I think probably be good go back to the Bend, I suppose, next year, because we didn't go there this year. And it'd be nice to try and get to Tassie again. That's a hard one. And obviously Western Australia is very difficult. There was some people talking about that, but for Western Australia and Tasmania, obviously that's a logistical issue, getting say 20 cars across the fucking country or across the ocean, which is it's very, very expensive as well, extremely expensive to do.
Yeah, for sure. And Simmons Plains would be awesome in a sports sedan, surely.
Oh yeah, look, and obviously Brad Sheriff down there and Tim, my God, I've got Tim's last name. Tim are quite quick down there. Brad's just, we just put up on the national page because he's just announced publicly his new build, which is getting very close. So, it'd be nice to see the top national guys run against those guys. And I think that's the kind of thing, isn't it? Whatever state we go to, you want to see the best guys from that state competing against the series regulars. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, for sure. And then obviously with the E-Series, no real plans to continue after this season?
But didn't we both talk about that we're retiring from this now?
Pretty much. I've already announced tonight.
Have you? Well, yeah, if you're not doing it, I don't think I'm doing it. Like, I don't look, we may do some fun things, not stream just for fun, but obviously I haven't had the time to put into it this season like I would have in the past, and with you also going, I think it's run its course. I think, like if we had 30 guys here, that might be a different thing. But if there was 30 guys here, that'd be so painful for me. And and obviously, life is continuing on. And I think, I think what we did was really good. It was really ace that Nationals and Precision International came on board and sponsored this year. I think that's a nice little bookend to it. And who knows? Maybe we'll have another pandemic and we'll do it all again. But until that day, I think we're done, aren't we?
I think so. I mean, it's been fun. It was the 7th of the 4th, 20. We did our first ever broadcast together. That's probably 100 and something broadcasts ago doing just sports sedans. It's been a hell of a lot of fun, like I said earlier. But yeah, it came out of the pandemic. Obviously, everyone was looking for something to do, something to, I guess, gather together and still feel like we're normal. and it was a friendship thing, wasn't it? Like the sports sedan community and E-Series just came out of everyone being locked in their houses and going, hey, at least we can still sort of somehow get together during the pandemic. And it was huge for that initial phase.
Totally. And look, we had Jordan Caruso and Tony Ricciardello, obviously two current regular, recent champions, but we had, Chris Jackson. Who else did we have? And Chris Jackson won New South Wales, I think 4 times or something. We had Birrell Seaton's son running, and Birrell has won the Nationals and state. I'm sure there's lots of people that are heavily connected to the series. Obviously, Colin Smith's still here. He brought along Mark Pryor and Adrian Pryor. And look, Benny Roberts has got a strong connection, but there was a lot of guys. There was friggin' hell. What do we had? We had David Walls, one of his crew guys, running in the Corvette in David Wall in the Wall Corvette color scheme. That was, there was some super cool little things going on in different seasons. Yeah, no, for sure. So it's been mega. But like I said, I'm not counting out that in a year's time we might come back and do something else. Who knows? But I'm definitely concentrating on just doing production next year. Maybe only 1 or 2 broadcasts a month at most. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be a nice change. Like I said to someone else, I've done 715 of these in nearly 3.5 years. It's like, I got to get a life, man. Yeah, no, and and we really appreciate, obviously, you've been here for the whole thing, so it's kind of super cool, I think. Hopefully you'll get along down the track to some national and state events, or and we can catch up and all have a drink and stuff, and you can meet some of the people face to face. But yeah, it's been good. Well, that is the plan, man. When I've got some more time, is to actually get to some racing, like go and enjoy some real life racing again and hang out and just, it's been forever. So, and I bought a PRB club and I want to go race it. I want to get out there and race it. Exactly. Get out there and drive that sucker. Yeah. It's up on the hoist at the moment. So, like all race cars. On a hoist, yeah, it's not uncommon, is it? Oh man, it's got a hole in the sump, which has now been fixed, but yeah. Nice. Yeah. If I had a hoist, my car would be on it. It's on stands at the moment. So yeah, but look, there's what else sports sedan? I'm trying to think. There's some cool cars coming. I think there's gonna be a lot more Mark cars coming. Obviously, Michael Robinson's Mustang, Brad Sheriff's Skyline. I think there is also another Skyline coming, or no, I don't know. I think it might be a Mark Mustang with an RB in it from Tassie as well. So that should be very interesting.
Is there any talk of running at the 500? Do you know, the Bathurst 500?
Nah, my understanding is because combined sedans is there.
Right, okay.
You know, I suppose they've always done that. Yeah, I don't want to say too much about that because I think, well, I will say sports sedans rule, everything else sucks. I'm extremely biased. I always put that out there first. And, you know, I know that at some of the meetings when people haven't been fully sports sedan, they've come along and run with us and they're not full sports sedan people. Yeah. And they, you know, they don't really get into it. I'm just like, I don't like you now. Too biased, man. You know what? I need a break as well. I need to turn off sports sedans for a little bit because you become too passionate, too involved in it and too protective of it. And that's not always a good thing. I think, people like Michael Robinson and the like have a good ability to be able to be constantly running it, but not, I don't know, they seem to be able to step away, which is super cool. So it's in good hands. I think there's some cool things happening and coming. And I look forward to seeing over the next couple of years what happens. I personally hope the turbo guys can give it to the V8 guys. I know I'm a V8 guy at the moment, but I'd like to see a bit of diversity and some different things. Obviously, that'll be a challenge, but I think it'll be very interesting if Mark Cars bring along a fair few cars and have a young guy in it like they did, because that will definitely, we might see a Mark car win next year. But then again, Tony Ricciardello, and also John Goulet with the Audi, and there's a few other things which could get quicker. So the guy Fogg from New Zealand, he did hint that he might build a car specifically for sports sedans, where rather than bringing a muscle car masters car Trans Am thing that's been converted. Obviously, he was carrying a lot of weight in that car. Mind you, had a big motor in it, and I'd be curious to know what he was revving into, because it sounded like it was revving pretty bloody hard. But anyway, did a great job. Really fast car. The audience, the fans loved that car. Yeah. So it'd be very interesting to see if he got into something that was 300 kilograms lighter with that power. Yeah, that'd be mega. So 20 seconds to go till we get underway. Now, you had a few little good scraps in race 2. Who are you eyeing off for race 3? Man, I just don't want to get taken out. I'm pretty happy. I got a 7th and an 8th. Yeah. I know there's only like 12 of us or something, but I'm taking that. Yeah. I was doing okay in that first one until it would all go into shit. But man, I'm just happy to go around. I have not been on the sim at all. I just don't have any time, so it rarely shows. Like, I remember talking to Tony Ricciardello about it, and he just said, if you're not on here all the time, you just lose so much pace, and he's so true. So anyway, last one, good times. Man, have a ripper, and we'll talk to you then. Cool. Thanks, Rand. All right, let's get into it. Final race. Let's go to the grid for this final race of this 5-round series and season number 15 for the Australian Sports Sedan Eseries. Over the last 3.5 years, we've been doing this with Rand and the team, and it's been an absolute joy. Let's rip out this last race. And big thanks to, I saw Tyson, your comment there saying, getting weird, used to not hearing you behind the camera. Glad to have been part of it on and off the track. Thanks, man. It's been great having you as well, both racing and across, what you do. So thanks, man. And hey, it ain't over. We're just going to do something different. We're going to do something different. Maybe we'll just go into just talking. Maybe a podcast. Maybe we'll do a podcast. Everyone does podcasts, don't they? Let's get through the grid. That's what's important right now. Benjamin Roberts is starting on P1 for this final race. Jordan Nockels will start alongside him. I reckon we should have gone reverse grid. That would have mixed it up. Hayden Carroll out of 3 and Jenna out of P4. Then it's Kurt Bond and Mark Pryor, your top 6. Adrian Pryor starts from 7 alongside Ram McClurkin up in P8 there. Good job by him. Then it's Ellen Bogan and Colin Smith down in 9th and 10th. Tony Don and Lockie Barlow round out your top 12 cars. So good luck to these drivers. We get set to go racing. Jenna's jumped to the pits, so is Carol. So they're going to start from the back. This is what they did to me, I think, in race 1. They sneak away and go back to the pits, and it confuses me. So we get the rolling start. That instantly elevates Mark Pryor up 3 spots. Kurt Bond up 1. McClurkin up 3. Pryor up 1. So let's mix the grid up straight away. But we get set to go for the feature race tonight, the final race of the Australian Sports Sedan E-Series for 2023. And we get set for a green. Watch Roberts, his lightning reflexes on these starts. And there we go, green light. We're racing here for the final race. And it is a 12-lap feature. Hold on to your hats as we go through. Nockels tucks in behind in the background. Have they all got through cleanly? They have.
McClurkin up into P5 will eye off the back of Mark Pryor now, start to hone in onto him in the top 3. In fact, the top 4 getting away nicely in this little battle pack, led by Roberts, Knockholes, Bond and Pryor. Kurt Bond, P2 in the Porsche, seeming a little bit out of place there in the little V-Dub Beetle. Oh. Amongst some pretty big cars around him. A Corvette, obviously, the BMW M8. And McClurkin in the newer of the Corvettes clouts the wall as well on the exit there. Behind him, Ellenbogen, Don, Smith, Carroll, who started from the pit lane, has got the eyes on. And Jenner also started from the pit lane. He's put himself out there to try and race through the field in this 12-lap feature. So as we look back from Benjamin Roberts, the gap half a second here on the opening lap. Not too bad. He tends to make the second lap the one that really breaks the backbone of that person trying to chase him down. But Jordan's definitely been able to stay closer to him in this final race tonight. I think it was a 1.5 second margin that he was able to eke out on the second lap of the second race tonight. So see what he can do on this lap. He's got it out to 7/10 already. Is straight ahead goes Mark Pryor in the background into the fence. He'll have to Ellenbogen followed him in as well. So 2 cars misjudged the braking zone there and hit the wall. But we'll keep an eye out in front. This is definitely a better performance by Jordan in this final race. I think if you can keep within that second of Roberts, well, it's just gone outside a second. Just as I say that, jumps outside, and I think once that toe's broken, it's all over Red Rover, and you can just hear the tyres screaming as well, right on the edge. He doesn't muck around, Roberts. He pushes to the limit, and I think it comes down to what Rand said. He does a lot of practice. He knows how to drive these things, and he does an incredible job. You can't knock a man for getting out there practicing and being damn quick on race day, because that's what he does. And kudos to him as he pulls the gap out to 1.4 seconds across the line. And that's how you do it, he says. So not like race 2, because we'll look at that lap time chart. Race 2, it was a gap of 1.5 seconds he pulled out on the second lap. This time only 8/10. So 5/10 on the first lap, 8/10 on the second lap. And as we go back to Rand chasing down Hayden Carroll, who's just got past him for P5 now. A couple of Corvettes. Isn't the sound different between the new and the older Corvette? Yeah, the late model Corvette. Very quiet. Doesn't have that same rumble. So just trying to crank these cars up a little bit more. That'll give us a bit more ambient sound here as Roberts got the gap out to 2.1. You can see down the straightaway there the gap between first, second, third, and there's fourth, Tony Don in the background. Hayden Carroll, like Jaws, starting to hunt him down and give him about half a lap. I reckon he's going to be all over the back of that Aston Martin. It's right on board with Hayden as he closes in. We'll get some speed and dash settings up on the screen for you. Ellenbogen, I think, has gone off again. Kudos to Pete for rocking up tonight. He hasn't driven for a while, but he's come in for this final race to be a part of it, so that's great. I know I've got some great memories with Peter doing the F5000 series, the historic series that was done. It was like 10 years ago, but it was probably 2 years ago. And look at Hayden now really honing in onto the back of the Aston, and I reckon the back straightaway is going to be a sitting duck. If Hayden can get a good exit off the corner here, which he tucks in nicely, he needs to set this right-hander up well. He does. He takes a nice wide berth, gets a great apex and now gets a good exit, and that should be game, set, match down this straightaway. He goes the outside, so he's got to go the long way around. And Kurt. No, Tony. We'll get it right the first time. Tony says, she's all yours, mate. And Hayden moves up into P4. So now he's got to set his sights. Next competitor up the road, which is Kurt Bond. I'll try and get you a static shot here. There's a static shot of where Kurt is, and there is Hayden in the background, just coming into view. So the gap between those two is 5 seconds, so it's a bit more than I thought it was. 5 seconds in about 7 laps to go. Hayden's got time to do it, but he's going to have to work pretty hard here as Brendan Jenner sets a purple sector all alone at the back of this racetrack. He's just probably racing against his Delta. Not really bothering anyone else out on the track, but hey, turn your Delta on and have a crack. Never a problem with that. Daniel, thanks man. Says, just saw your comment you left on Facebook. Be ashamed to lose your voice, but glad to hear production's not over. Yeah, thanks man. Definitely cutting back next year. And you know what? I always say this. If everyone just said, no, we'll get someone else to do the production as well, I would say, guys, thank you for your time. This has been an amazing 715 nights in my life, but I'm ready to retire. You know what, there's some great broadcasters out there too, by the way, so go and support them. Jump onto SimSpeed, jump onto these other networks, and get out there and support some sim racing if you love it. Go and join some of the series that are broadcast, because that's another good thing. You don't have to watch the broadcast, but go and join those series. Give them population, get the numbers up for them, and it all helps. It makes for a fun contest, and obviously, at the end of the day, it's all about getting out there and racing and having some fun together. And that's what these guys definitely do a lot of. Let's do a gap check. Kurt Bond back to Hayden Carroll. The gap down to 4.9, so it's come down slightly. If we look at the lap chart between these two, the last lap 7/10 quicker was Carroll. So that lap before 3/10 slower, I think, was when Carroll was making the overtake attempt on Tony Don, hence why he lost a bit of time. But if you can keep that sort of speed up, 7/10, for 7 more laps, you should have that margin down, and the overtake should be pretty easy once he gets there. So he's chosen to start from the back of the grid to get, again, set himself a target. It's like a cat chasing a mouse, isn't it? When they know they're quick, so they go from the pit lane and try and get through the pack. But it doesn't come without risk. There he is. The car looking pretty straight too, so he's done a good job of just sneaking through without too many issues. There's McClurkin. Behind them, Colin Smith, and behind Colin you got Mark Pryor just in the background as well. We'll stay with this battle for a moment. It is our closest battle on the racetrack at this stage. You've got Lockie Barlow in the Porsche, 31 seconds off the lead. Ellen Bogan, who's had a couple of hiccups in this final race back in 10th, nearly a minute off the lead. Then it's Jenna, who's surprisingly quick, sector to sector, but hasn't been able to put it together to progress up the track at all. He's running second to last. And Adrian Pryor running P last at the moment. Good to see him still racing. That's what I love about this series. In fact, it's about to be lapped here by the race leader. They don't just give up. They don't just pack up the tools and go home. These boys, they push to the end of the run, and that's what it's all about. It's all about having a race, having some fun, and not being a quitter. And I've always admired this series for having that attitude, and I don't know if it was instilled in the rules early on that you're not allowed to force or rage quit or force quit, I think they call it. You're not allowed to eject out of the game. You've got to stay in there and be part of it, which is great. Hello, Christian. Nice to see Christian Smart here. Says good evening, Luke. Hello, mate. Hope you're doing well. As, ooh, that was McClurkin, I think, just recovering from the edge of the racetrack. So he's just dropped a bit of time there back to Colin Smith and Mark Pryor, who will no doubt chase him down. It's made it a three-way fight now as Colin got a good exit, and he should be able to get close to the back of McClurkin as we jump on board down the pit straight. Late on the brakes, he's really entering that corner. The trajectory in is a little bit tight. He can probably get out a bit wider, and that's hurt him through there. And I tell you what, Mark Pryor clouded the fence. Otherwise, probably would have been through. I think he's going to be through anyway. He does. He goes straight down the inside, and Colin gives that one up. Possibly has some damage on that car as well. And straight away, Mark sticks it in the wall as well. Back out in front, checking where Roberts is up to. The gap now 7.6 seconds. Ben's just in like qualifying mode here tonight. See you later, he says, and just knocks out the lap. Let's have a look at his 5-lap chart here. Every lap in the last 3 has been 1.5, 1.4 seconds clear of his closest competitor. So it's just the consistency. The 25.2s, 25.0, 25.0, 24.9 as he turns up the wick with only 3.5, 4 laps to go now. So what a performance in the Simrigs DPR entry. Lap car in the background falling back already, so you can see the gap to Jordan. It's the whole length of that straightaway now. He's been pulling a margin on Bond, 1.3 seconds on the last lap. Bond's actually now quite close to Carroll. We said it was about 5 seconds a few laps ago. The gap's now 2.6, so there's Bond in the background, the red car of Hayden Carroll, closing down that margin quickly. And then look at the gap that Carroll's been pulling to Tony Don in those lap times, 2.3 seconds on the last lap alone. So mega drive here from Carroll from the back of the grid. And striking distance, probably about 2 laps, I reckon, which would mean they'll get 1 lap to the finish with Hayden attempting to overtake Kurt. Just reading a few of the lap times there, and I noticed Roberts has now done a 1:24.7. So he's not mucking around, this kid. How quick can he go? I think that's probably the quickest lap of the night, isn't it? A 1:24.7.6. Dipped into the 1:24s on lap 7, but it's almost like he got the tyre temp down a little bit and then gave it another big hit on lap 9. Can he improve even more on that time? That's incredible. He was late through that corner. You could just hear the car going dull as he tried to get a bit of grip. A bit deep in there, I think. Pryor and Smith, they're locked in a good battle here. McClurkin's holding on to 6-2, so Rand's going to be stoked with this. He said he got a 7th, I think it was, in the last race. And he's going to go for P6 and try and hold this team out behind. He's just got to be sensible here, and they'll apply the pressure. Pryor will apply the pressure. I think Colin will, and Lockie Barlow can be quick at the back of this pack too. But it's a hard racetrack to overtake on. You can hold your line, get your corner exits just right. It's very hard to get a run on someone around this Detroit street circuit. And Rand's doing just that. He's a little bit taily going through there, but the Corvette looking beautiful this time. Pryor has got a run on him. Pryor pulls out of the draft. He's going to apply the pressure, and he's going to go down the inside. Rand's not going to fight it too hard. Will Pryor make a mistake here? And he does. He swings back over, almost collects McClurkin. The means Rand backs off the throttle. That'll make him vulnerable now to Colin Smith. Colin Smith will get a run down the straightaway on him. So that all came from actually Rand being a little bit generous there and not letting, well, Pryor came swinging back across the racetrack and Rand had to back out of the throttle. Otherwise, he was going to get 10-pin bowled, I think, into the wall. So some good thinking there and some awareness from Rand McClurkin to see what Mark was doing and stay out of trouble as he slides that back end again. So let's have a quick look at where Kurt is. That gap is now down to 1.3 as we get the white flag. So he's got 1 lap to go. Let's look at the lap chart. He's been taking half a second out of him. So Kurt should be able to hang on for a 3rd place here at this rate. He's got a bent rear wing. Roberts did it 24.8 on that last lap. A second quicker than Knockholes, who's now nearly 12 seconds off the lead. But as they go through to start the last lap, 0.6 again, a gap 1.2 seconds. I don't think Hayden Carroll is going to be able to get on the podium here. I think Kurt Bond has got this. He's got enough speed to take this on. Out in front though, we see this man more than halfway through his final lap of the final race of the final season of the Sports Sedans, and Benjamin Roberts has just been the dominatrix for so many seasons now. We cannot express how good this guy is when you bolt him into a racing sim, and he's one of a kind, and he's absolutely whitewashed this tonight. It's 3 from 3, leading and winning by, on average, more than a second a lap for this race tonight. And put your hands together. That's a masterful effort. He flashes the headlights, takes the win, and we have to wait a full 12 seconds now for Jordan, who's on his bike. I can tell you that the gap between 3rd and 4th is still under a second, as there goes Jordan for P2. But here comes Kurt Bond to hang on and take 3rd tonight. Congratulations. That's a good job to do that with the pressure of Hayden Carroll closing in throughout that race. Good composure, and he's taken a great podium in the final race here of season 15 of the Australian Sports Sedan Eseries. And well done. Thanks to Precision, thanks to Kumho Tyres, thanks to the Australian Sports Sedans, and Benjamin Roberts. Put your hands together for this guy. It's a masterclass. Well, we wait for the results, but it spoke for itself tonight. This guy, Benjamin Roberts, was incredibly quick and takes the win in the final race and does it in style. And big thanks to iRacing, of course, for this great server and this great platform to race on and broadcast on. But you couldn't do it without drivers, and we've had 12 of the best tonight. So thanks, guys, for rocking up racing. It's been a testing night. A lot of drivers unable to come along due to the Optus outage and having their internet and all sorts of things down. So those that could make it, great to have you here. Let's go to the results, which have now just been made available from iRacing, and here they are. So your winner confirmed by 12.694 seconds. Incredible win. Benjamin Roberts ahead of Jordan Knockholes, who takes 2nd, and 3rd place Kurt Bond, held on by a whisker from Hayden Carroll there. Tony Don, Mark Pryor, Rand McClurkin 7th. A couple of 7s tonight, he'll be happy with that. Lockie Barlow 8th, Colin Smith 9th, Brendan Jenner rounds out the 10, Ellen Bogan and Adrian Pryor round out your final couple of drivers. Congratulations to the top 12 there, but well done Benjamin Roberts, 3 from 3. We wait for him to join us in the green room so we can have a bit of a chit chat and wrap it all up here from Detroit, Belle. Thanks, Susie. It's been a good night as Rand joins me now. So 3 from 3 for Benny Roberts. Man, this guy is quick, crazy, unbelievable, the best.
Yeah, kicks our ass, doesn't he? But that was a lot of fun. I think there was some good battles through the field, wasn't there?
It was, and you got a double 7th, mate.
Mate, I was fighting so hard with Mark and Colin for ages. I had all my defences going as best I could, so it was a lot of fun trying to keep them back.
Yeah, we caught it. It was good to watch, and you could see the back end of your car sliding. And
dude, it was so hard.
Bit of stress.
Much. It's hotter driving this than it is the real car.
That's awesome. But Benny's joined us, man. 3 from 3. You've won each race tonight by, on average, more than a second a lap. So, congratulations, man. I got no words. You're incredible, Ben. Well done.
Yeah, thanks, Luke. Yeah, this is a good sort of little bit of fun to come and do. In probably the last race. It was just good fun to be here and not take things so seriously for once.
Well, I find it hard to believe that you weren't taking it seriously, mate, because that was super quick.
If I was taking it seriously, I would have stuffed it in the fence. This car is an absolute pig here.
I think he was taking it serious, but not taking it. I think what Benny means is that it wasn't, his life wasn't on the line for this one. So he was having a bit of fun, but I reckon he was still trying, but he probably had a little bit up his sleeve, yeah, Benny?
Yeah, just turn up the lap deltas off and just drive it at like 98% and just focus on not putting it in the wall.
Well, you make it look easy, mate, so well done. And mate, congratulations on so many wins. I'd hate to think how many wins you've had out of all the races. 3 races a night for a couple of 100 and something broadcasts. If you had a real life trophy for every win, you'd have a humongous trophy cabinet.
Yeah, they're probably there's not much room in the house at the minute, so it'll be tough to find space to fit them all.
Well done, mate. Who do you want to thank?
Big thanks to yourself, Luke, for broadcasting this all from the start, even before I joined. To Ran, obviously, for setting this up. Everyone who's come out and raced, all of these seasons, it's a lot of races, a lot of people have come and gone, but to everyone who's racing this series from start to end, thanks to all of them. And just to thank my team as well, DPR, simrigs.com, Southwell Lifts and Hollies, Ben Max Mechanical, MP Designs. Those guys really helped me sort of go to the next level sort of in recent months. So cheers to those boys as well.
Well done, mate. Congratulations. So where can we catch you racing outside of this series?
So I'm still doing sort of FRG, sort of F4 series. I'm still 3 rounds left of that. Other than that, there's a bit of a special event sort of we've entered for this weekend, thanks to Virtual Motorsport New Zealand, to Enduro for Mental Health. So that's a 5-hour race or more in NASCARs, so that'll be chaos, but really good fun and it's a very good cause.
Very good, mate. Well, it's been a pleasure watching you race and all the best.
Thanks very much, Luke.
Well done. Okay, Jordan's coming to join us as well. Jordan, good race tonight, mate. A heap of seconds there, but just could not keep with the pace of Benjamin Roberts. Great to have you racing tonight, and well done for P2.
Thanks heaps, Luke. Appreciate it. Yeah, as per usual, Benny's an absolute weapon. So I sort of knew coming into tonight it was going to be a struggle to even keep pace, but if we did all right, we could pull the seconds, which was good. So yeah, 3 of those is nice.
No, great job, mate. Who would you like to thank?
Thanks to Rob, first of all, putting the paint together. Look fast all season, so that's the main thing. Yeah. HPF guys and my partner and Luca for warming up my seat, and obviously Ran and yourself for putting it on. It's been a really fun season, so good to be able to come and do this, and hopefully in the future we'll be back again.
Awesome. All right, well, thanks, mate. And Ran, I'll throw it to you. Is anything you want to say to the boys before we start wrapping things up?
I don't know. Should we bring Pete and that in just for shits and
Yeah,
giggles?
let's do it. Let's just let's just drag them all in.
Oh, let's drag them all in.
Just drag I dragged myself out for a second there.
There's some song they used to sing, wasn't it? It was Meet Again, some shit. I don't know.
I got to tell Pete about his profile picture. Hey, Pete, are you there?
Hey, how you going?
Good, mate. I don't know if you've been listening tonight whilst racing, but the pennies only just dropped. For however many broadcasts we've done, I thought your profile picture was a microphone next to your face, but it's actually a chair in the background.
There you go, mate. Amazing the things it takes us a while to come to terms with. That's a profound discovery.
It is, but
can you believe it's like 3.5 years? It's bizarre.
Yeah.
Absolutely crazy.
Yeah, we've been reflecting a bit on that tonight. I think it must be well over 120, 100 and so broadcasts that we've done. But yeah, it's been crazy. And not, sports sedans with the historic series as well. But yeah, so many cool memories with you guys. And it's great to have this final little say with everyone so everyone can have their say.
Yeah. I think for a lot of us, I can't speak for anybody else, but I would imagine for a lot of us, this thing pushed our sim racing engagement to a level that we would never otherwise have experienced. It certainly did for me.
I think what I said to Ram before was too, it came out of COVID where everyone was a bit lost, stuck in your house. What do you do? And this was a way of getting everyone back together as such. So it played its part. It did its job. And I think I'll forever find that as the fondest part of this whole experience.
Yeah, agreed. I think for many of us, we didn't have to actually deal with COVID because every moment of the day that one was awake, we were practicing, laughing, fighting, arguing, breaking up friendships, making up friendships. Yeah. It was full on, and it was just, looking back, it was just such a privilege to be a part of this thing. And honestly, I mean, Ran and Luke, I've thanked you guys so many times, but this was a life changer for me. It really was. So thank you.
That's awesome. Now, there's been some big hits and some big dummy spits over the years. Yeah. It's been fantastic.
Massive ones. Yeah. There's been lots of them. We should have had... Oh, no, let's not. But I'm not sure who the biggest dummy spit was. I reckon I'd be in the top 5 or 6 at least.
I think both of us would be top 5 somewhere along the line.
I don't know who the biggest one is, but yeah.
Who else we got? Kurt. Let's get Kurt. Hey, Kurt, how are you, mate?
Good, Luke. How are you, buddy?
Good, mate. Good job tonight. And, it's good to see names that have been here, I think, from day one. Colin's another one. You guys have been around forever. Mark. Does everyone remember Mark not qualifying?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Remember he would, go and hide at the back? Now he's, up near the front.
Yep.
He's practiced.
Driving like a champion.
Good to see.
Except when he runs into Lockie.
Biggest improver, for sure.
Yeah.
Net code.
How many hours on the sim, Mark, in the last 3 years?
I'd hate to count, but in the last sort of 6 months, not as much as people would think. I haven't done an iRacing proper race in months, and I really only practice for what we do here.
That's awesome. Well, it's been a great journey to watch everyone race and improve, and just be a part of it.
I've got to echo Pete's words. The friendships that we've made, the people that we've met through all this has absolutely been the highlight of it. It's been great.
That's so good.
I'll second that.
Yeah, indeed.
And Colin, we've got to have a quick word with you, mate. How's it been stepping out of the real car, but still doing a bit of sim racing?
Oh, it's been really, really good. Thanks. I'm just sunbaking and having a pina colada. I don't think his mic's worked all night, actually.
Yeah, right. He's probably furious right now.
That did sound like him, though, for sure.
Oh, that's good. Well, let's wrap it up. Mate, all the best to everyone. Hopefully I'll still see you either around the sim traps or around the real race circuits at some point.
Yeah, Luke, we need to get you down to Winton or Phillip Island or whatever. It's time, huh?
Yeah, well, I've got the PRB. I've got to get it down for a race. So.
Oh, magic. When did you get that?
Back about 3 months ago, and it's been broken for about 2.5 months.
What engine you're running in it?
It's got a 4 AG.
Lovely.
Black top.
Lovely.
Black top. But the sump is about 2 inches off the ground, which I found out the hard way doesn't like bumps in the road.
Yes.
So
2 inches? That's shitloads, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. So some country roads around here, and I got a little crack in the sump. So it's a dry sump setup, but it got a crack in there. So
nice.
Back on the tools. It's good. But looking forward to joining, and getting down to some club racing and just getting back into the real scene like I did 20 years ago, 15 years ago.
Well, I'm pretty sure you'll qualify for regularity at the historic race meet. So just check out VHRR or HSRCA websites up in your neck of the woods.
Yep. Looking forward to it.
Brill.
Cool. All right, Rand, I'll let you, mate, just wrap it up. Anything you want to say before we hit the stop button and finish it up for 2023? Merry Christmas, everyone. Oh, you hate that, don't you,
No,
Rand?
don't. Yeah, fuck. Merry Christmas. Christ almighty. You're doing so well, Luke. Doing so well.
Can I just jump in before you finish up, Rand?
Yeah.
I just want to thank you and Luke for everything you've done for the series over the last 3 years. It's been amazing, and just another highlight for me was personally meeting you at QR, Ran, and having you race up and give me a big hug. That was
that's cool.
that was a bit shocking.
Slightly terrifying at the same time. What is he doing? Who let him out of prison?
You got a hug from Scribblehead? I never even got that.
Oh, Pete, come on. I'll give you a hug.
There you go, mate.
Well, I expect a hug.
It was good being able to, especially like Wakefield and obviously going to QR this year. You know, that's probably, we wouldn't have had all that stuff between some of the competitors, and it wasn't just me and other people, it was other people and other people from the series that catching up with each other and stuff. So that's a really cool thing that we didn't think would happen, and I think despite the COVID agitation that some of us suffered from at times, the end outcome was that everyone was like, oh, that was really good fun, for the most part. So even some of the guys that aren't here, they're just busy and stuff. It's not that they don't want to do it. Some people don't, but most people, even like Eddie and all that, they're just busy. It took a lot out of those guys as well. So it was cool. I got to know a lot of people, and thanks to everybody that made this really good fun, because as we know, it's very difficult to get any series successfully going with any sort of numbers, and we did it for a long time. So that wasn't just me, that was everybody. So thank you.
Awesome, mate. And as you can see on the screen now, I'm just sharing the official Sports Sedan's national.com.au website, which you can check out all the action on future events and all that sort of stuff for 2024, which will be great when the details go up. So get yourselves down to a race and check it out. Check these guys out in the flesh. So massive thanks, Ran. I know you've put a million hours into this over the last 3.5 years, and a big thanks to all the competitors. It's been an absolute memory, which I won't forget.
Cheers, everybody.
Right,
Thanks, guys.
Take care.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, Brandon, Luke.
Thank you, big time, guys. Appreciate it.
Legends.
Hope we'll see you around.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, boys. We'll catch you around.
Cheers.
Yeah,
That's it, guys. We log off for the final time for the Australian Sports Sedan Eseries, and like I said, it's been a whitewash tonight with Ben Roberts absolutely ripping through the field and taking the win from Jordan Knockolds and Kurt Bond. It's been a pleasure commentating all races that we've done for the Australian Sports Sedans over the last 3.5 years. I'm Luke. This is Race Hours TV. Until we meet again, good night.